Okay, good morning to one and all. Today we have to continue the next part of the unit 1. We have seen up to the yesterday three different types of the spectroscopies. First was the rotational, second was the vibrational, and third one was the combined rotational vibrational spectroscopy or say vibrational rotational spectroscopy. Today we have to start with the new sort of the spectroscopy, that is nothing but a Raman spectroscopy. Just I am sharing the screen. Okay. All these three types of this particular spectroscopies, we have seen the interaction of this particular light with the matter. Spectroscopy generally deals with this study of the interaction of the light with the matter. Okay. In the first case, in the rotational spectroscopy and in the vibrational spectroscopy, we have seen how the rotations are arises and how the vibrations are produced after the bombardment of that particular radiation or say light. Now here in this Raman spectroscopy, we will talk about the new term that is nothing but the scattering. Raman spectra are produced due to the scattering of radiation. It is very much important as far as the MCQ is concerned. MCQ will be there. Raman spectroscopy deals with the the scattering of the radiation that you have to remember. Who studied this particular Raman scattering? Now this is a question in your mind that the name, the popular name is there. The name of the spectroscopy itself indicates that the name of the scientist. Raman, who studied this particular sort of the spectroscopy. C.V. Raman in 1928 observed that when the light of the suitable frequency is passed through a gas, liquid or solid, scattering of light is occurred at right angle to the incident light. Then see here, you can see in the diagram that is shown the beam that radiation or say light is bombarded on the sample. At that time, some of the light is get reflected, transmitted, and some of the sort of the light is get scattered. The scattering process occur with or without change in the wavelength of the incident radiation, even though the decrease in intensity is common in both the cases. अभी क्या होगा, scattered light जो है दैट रिलेक्स स्कैटरिंग के बारे में डिस्कस करना है, हम वो पॉइंट पे आने वाले हैं कि अगर वेवलेंथ में चेंज होता है किसके इंसिडेंट रेडिएशन के, मतलब जैसे कि अभी हमने 400 जैसे कि 4000 वेवलेंथ है समझ में, एक मैं एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ 4000 करके 4000 ये वेवलेंथ है, और अगर आपने उसको सैंपल के ऊपर बम्बार्ड किए and after the bombarding the scattered radiation is having the less wavelength or say greater wavelength, depends, that wavelength may be the having the more value or say lesser value, that depends. If the change in the wavelength of the incident radiation is there, at that time the scattering is called as the Raman scattering. And if the scattering that occurs without change in the wavelength of the incident radiation or say light is known as the Rayleigh scattering. मतलब wavelength अगर change नहीं तो उसे क्या कहते हैं, Rayleigh scattering. That you have to remember. It may come for the MCQ. What is the Rayleigh scattering? ऐसा भी question आता है. Then now we have to talk about the nature of the Raman spectrum. The observed Raman spectrum is the scattering beam. The scattered beam is found to contain the three different types of the wavelengths. Okay, it contains wavelength same as that of the incident beam. That is lambda s is equal to lambda I. This जैसे कि हमने अभी रिलेक्स स्कैटरिंग देखा, दिस लाइन रिप्रेजेंट्स फॉर द रिलेक्स लाइन, इसे क्या कहेंगे, रिलेक्स लाइन, वेयर द वेवलेंथ ऑफ द स्कैटर्ड रेडिएशन बिकम्स इक्वल टू द वेवलेंथ ऑफ द इंसिडेंट रेडिएशन. Wavelength of the scattered light becomes equal to the wavelength of the incident light. It contains the wavelength lesser than that of the incident beam. अभी ये जो lambda s है, that is a lesser than this lambda I, whereas lambda is greater than the lambda I. जब lambda s lesser रहेगा lambda I से, तो उसे एंटी स्टोक्स लाइन कहेंगे. It will appear at the left side, whereas if the wavelength of the lambda s, that particular scattered radiation, is greater than the incident radiation, then they will come as a Stokes line. These three different regions are observed in the Raman spectrum. और बीच वाला मिडल वाला लाइन जो है, that is the incident wavelength, or you can call it as a Rayleigh's line. Stokes line, one popular question coming in the exam, differentiate between the Stokes lines and the anti-Stokes line. See, Stokes lines are a group of lines for which lambda s is greater than lambda I. अभी आपको पता रहना चाहिए कि फ्रीक्वेंसी और वेवलेंथ में जो रिलेशन है, दैट इज अ इनवर्स रिलेशन. जिसकी वेवलेंथ ज्यादा उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी कम, बराबर है. तो इसलिए यहाँ पे लैम्बडा एस ज्यादा है, तो ऑफ कोर्स फ्रीक्वेंसी लैम्बडा एस की मतलब इन स्कैटर्ड रेडिएशन की फ्रीक्वेंसी क्या रहेंगी, कम रहेंगी. Stokes lines are a group of lines for which lambda is greater than lambda I, and hence frequency of this particular radiation, scattered radiation, will be less than frequency of the incident radiations. इसके अपोज में एंटी स्टोक्स लाइन में रहेगा. Here lambda s is less than lambda I, and hence mu s, that mu s will be greater than mu I. Energy of the scattered radiation is less than that of the incident radiation, and energy of the scattered radiation is more than that of the incident radiation. Energy has been transferred from radiation to matter. Here energy has been transferred from matter to radiation. Energy of matter increases, energy of matter decreases. For Stokes line, Raman shift is positive, and for anti-Stokes lines, Raman shift is negative, as q, as nu I is greater than nu s, where nu s is greater than nu I. Please remember these things, why it is negative and why it is a positive. That comes for the MCQ purpose also. Okay, and how you can identify this particular, which is a Stokes line, which is an anti-Stokes line, depends upon this difference. If it is a positive, then it is a Stokes line. If it is a negative, then it is a anti-Stokes line. Okay, if frequency of this incident radiation becomes equal to the frequency of the incident that scattered radiation, at that time we can say it is a Rayleigh's line. Now the numerical is based on this Raman shift. Raman shift is defined as the difference between the incident frequency of the radiation. Delta nu is equal to nu I minus nu s. Delta nu bar is equal to nu I bar minus nu s bar. Raman shift is defined Raman shift will be positive when nu I is greater than nu s, and negative when nu s is greater than nu I. For Stokes line, delta nu will be positive, and for anti-Stokes line, spelling is wrong. Just I am changing this thing. Then again the same thing is there for Stokes line and anti-Stokes lines. Positive here and it is a negative. MCQ purpose of view, it is very much important. Raman shift is equal to energy difference between the two energy state of the matter. Delta nu is equal to H delta nu, which is equal to HC delta nu bar. This equation you have to remember. We have to solve the numerical based on this particular part. Whole numerical will be based on this part. Okay, see, you can see this now very well. See, a diatomic molecule is excited with the radiation of wavelength 425 nanometer. A Raman line appeared at the 458 nanometer. Calculate the Raman shift and calculate the energy. See what given Raman shift they ask you to calculate and the energy. Energy, how we can calculate the energy? Energy for the calculation of the energy is delta nu is equal to H delta nu SC delta nu bar. Delta E should be there. Okay, but mistake was there that I am rectifying. Okay, see here. Now you can see very well. A diatomic molecule is excited with the radiation of the wavelength 425 nanometer. First incident wavelength is how much? 425 nanometer. Whereas a Raman line appeared at, means scattered wavelength is 458 nanometer. Right? Now we have to calculate the Raman shift and the energy. Raman shift is nothing but the delta nu I bar is equal, delta nu bar is equal to nu I bar minus nu S bar, right? That's why first of all you have to calculate the nu I bar and nu S bar. How you can calculate the nu I bar and nu S bar? See, it is nothing but the 1 upon wavelength ratio, that reciprocal of the wavelength is nothing but the wave number. This nu bar is nothing but the wave number. Nu I bar is equal to 1 upon lambda I. You can take the reciprocal of this wavelength. Okay, you have to convert this wavelength into the meter. How it will? It will become the 425. I am making the conversion over here. Control V. It is a 425 into 10 raised to minus 9 meter. Okay, similar way you can convert another wavelength in the meter, nanometer to meter. You have to multiply by the 10 raised to minus 9. 458 into 10 raised to minus 9 meter. Okay, here this then ratio, if you take the ratio, it will come 2.35 into 10 raised to 6 per meter. This is the per meter is the unit of this wave number. First answer is that. Another, if you calculate the wave number for the scattered radiation, it will becomes the nu S bar is equal to 2.183 into 10 raised to 6. Then you can take the difference लेना है, nu I की जगह पे nu I substitute करो, nu S की जगह पे nu S substitute करो. After that you will get a difference is like that. Delta nu bar is equal to 0.17 into 10 raised to 6. You can round up it like that. Since the Raman shift is positive, hence scattered radiation will be whatever the scattered radiation is there will be gives the Stokes line. Energy change for a molecule delta E is equal to Hc delta nu bar. You know the value of the H. You can write this value in the given things that will be provided to you. Then you can substitute the value of C. Then you can substitute this Raman shift. And after calculation of this, you will get delta E is equal to 3.3792 into 10 raised to minus 20 joule. Okay, this is about the one numerical. In the IR spectrum of HBr, the absorption maximum was observed at 37.6 nanometer. Calculate the force constant of the bond between HBr. फोर्स कांस्टेंट निकालना है जो अपना इसके ऊपर न्यूमेरिकल बेस्ड है. दिस न्यूमेरिकल इज देयर वाइब्रेशनल स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी का K4 pi square C square. You can write. If you are not getting, then I will show you again. Okay. Discuss the structure of H2 and CO2 molecule according to the IR spectra. ये क्वेश्चन देखना है. रूल ऑफ म्यूचुअल एक्सक्लूजन एक देखना है. That I am doing it fast. See here, structure of this H2 and CO2 molecule according to the IR spectra. As already we have discussed, H2O linear है क्या non-linear है? So H2O is a non-linear triatomic molecule with the bent structure. The normal mode of vibration is given by the expression 3n minus 6, and the degree of vibration of freedom is equal to 3 into 3 cube, क्योंकि 3 atoms है, is 3 into 3, 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. That is, water molecule shows the 3 modes of the vibration: 2 stretching and 1 bending. The 2 stretching modes are symmetric and asymmetric one, that is shown in the diagram. One is that a bending vibration is there. All these vibration involve change in the dipole moment. Hence, all these 3 modes are IR active. ये ध्यान में रखना है. क्या होता है चेंज इन डाइपोल मोमेंट? जहां पे चेंज इन डाइपोल मोमेंट होता है वो क्या होता है? IR active, microwave active. This OH bond in the water molecule is 0.96 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter, and the bond angle is 104 degree 5 minutes. That you have to remember. ये MCQ purpose of very much important. Structure of CO2. CO2 is a linear triatomic molecule. The normal mode of vibrations is given by the formula 3n minus 5. ये formula देखा है हमने. You can substitute this. 4 different types of the degrees of vibration of freedom will be there. CO2 molecule shows the stretching, 2 stretching, 2 stretching and 2 bending vibration. The 2 stretching modes are symmetric and asymmetric, and the 2 bending modes have the same frequency, and hence they are said to be energy degenerate pair. Symmetric stretching has been shown. That 1300 centimeter is there. It involves no dipole moment change because both the bonds are simultaneously elongated and compressed. Hence, net dipole moment will be 0, and this will be IR inactive. It is very much important. Then another asymmetric stretching. It involves the net dipole moment at any stage of vibration. Thus, during the vibration, dipole moment will change, and hence the mode will be IR active. This is asymmetric stretching is IR active, whereas symmetric stretching is IR inactive for the CO2 molecule. Then bending vibrations, these both are the isoenergetic, इसे हम कहते हैं डिजेनरेट पेयर, सेम एनर्जी है उसकी 667, ओके, सेम वेव नंबर पे आपको मिलने वाला है, डिजेनरेट पेयर है. इट इन्वॉल्व्स द डायपोल मोमेंट ड्यूरिंग द वाइब्रेशन, डायपोल मोमेंट चेंज ड्यू टू चेंज इन बॉन्ड एंगल, हेंस द मोड इज IR एक्टिव. ये भी मोड क्या है, IR एक्टिव. क्यों है, क्योंकि बॉन्ड एंगल चेंज हो रहा है. बॉन्ड एंगल चेंज होगा तो क्या होगा, डायपोल मोमेंट चेंज हो गया, और डायपोल मोमेंट चेंज होगा तो क्या होगा, IR एक्टिव होगा. दे आर identical, have the same frequency, is called as the energy degenerate. The value of nu1 and nu2 is greater than the nu3 because bending requires less energy than the stretching. This come for the MCQ purpose, that you have to remember. Justify the statement that the vibrations of CO2, vibrations of the CO2 which are Raman active, which are Raman active or IR inactive, and vice versa. इसका जो आंसर है that is a same answer whatever now we have seen. CO2 का जो मॉलिक्यूल का देखा वो लिखना है अहल में. Explain the rule of mutual exclusion with respect to CO2 molecule. अभी rule of mutual exclusion क्या है, it states that if a molecule possesses a center of symmetry, then Raman active vibrations are IR active and vice versa. If molecule has no center of symmetry, then the sum but not necessarily all vibration may be both IR and Raman active. The rule is applicable to such a molecule which has center of symmetry. Example, CO2 is there. CO2 is a triatomic linear molecule, hence it will have this already we have seen. Vibrational modes you have to again consider. Same above that whatever seen, this vibrational mode. Will be there in this part, and one table I will give you. These are the different vibrational modes are possible for this particular molecule. This is the last question of this year Raman spectroscopy, and here it is our unit is finished. We will stop here. Thank you. हाँ बोलिए
सर, हमको लास्ट लेक्चर के क्वेश्चन में डाउट था एनहार्मोनिक ऑसिलेशन वाला.
अच्छा, तो कल याद दिलाओ, नहीं तो परसों सैटरडे को अपन डिस्कस करेंगे फिर से. हाँ
ठीक है.
ओके, थैंक यू.